Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the London Sevens. This one, Australia versus Samoa. Now, both of these sides, they have played one game each, and they've both won. So now it does mean someone's undefeated streak of one game is about to disappear. But the Aussies coming into this game, they are looking strong. Nick Maloof, Henry Patterson, Tim Clements, Maurice Longbottom, Dietrich Roach, James Turner, and Hayden Sargent. Now, the thing is, with this Australian side, they played Spain in their first game. They managed to win it relatively comfortably, and they had 5 different try scorers throughout that contest. Whereas with the Samoans, they were able to beat the French in quite an upset victory. Valvasa Afasua, Motu Opitai, Taununa Olivaia, Va'a Pilomaleko, Malani Matavao, Fa'afoi Falaniko, and also Nueli Letufia, the last man in that Samoan starting side. Now, Va'a Pilomaleko, he got himself 2 tries in the last game up against the French, although one of them was gifted by a very generous Taununa Olivaia, who was willing to give that try away. But like I mentioned, these two sides both victorious. I'm excited for this one. They both have one more game after this. Australia will be playing France, and also Samoans will be playing the Spanish. Last week, when these two sides played as well, it was the Australians who were able to win it about 28 points to 5 or somewhere along those lines. So that is not what the Samoans will be wanting. There are quite a few interesting costumes there in the crowd. That lady has got a inflatable sumo suit on, and we also saw a few inflatable pigs around the ground as well. But the kickoff now upon us for this contest. Malani Matavao gets ready to boot it off, get it underway. That one is going to be kept in the field of play. Nicely done by the Australian. Sargent claims it, but the Samoans win the early penalty. Looks like they're willing to take it slowly here. More of a methodical approach. Normally for Samoa, it's all-out action, just try and tap and go, but they are going for the scrum here. Quite strategic. And I am the undisputed god of rugby, and Samoa will win this game by 5 points, says Mark Blue there. I mean, they've got a decent crack. They just need to make sure that they start the match like they did up against the French. I said on that last live stream, that was one of the best halves we've seen from Samoa in a long time, up against such a tough opposition in France. And now, 6 minutes 15 remaining. Going back across now. Nice run from Va'a Pilomaleko. Bumps off one, James Turner. And Dietrich Roach doesn't stop Va'a Pilomaleko. He scored the try. 3 tries scored in the London Sevens so far for Va'a Pilomaleko. And Kura's here with the plane. The male, the rugby kit. Yes, indeed. You're too generous, Kerr. Like rugby kits, have you seen the prices of them nowadays? They're trying to charge like $160 for them. I know that like of the Hurricanes kit, the cheapest you find that's $160 or $150 if they're being nice. Rebel Sport, like no, I guess maybe is it different in the Northern Hemisphere? Prices of kits? Maybe a little bit. But that is going to be a successful try. A non-successful conversion, though, there for the Samoans by the looks of it. There's 2 behind Marcus Maneta, who was extending, or in fact, sorry, the conversion did go over 7 points to 0. Nicely taken by James Turner, tackled by Va'a Pilomaleko. Now the counteract there from Samoa. Ball becomes available. Fa'afoi Falaniko goes on the short side. This is looking like a very well-oiled Samoan side. And about the same, to be honest, says Kerr. As I say, yeah, it's extremely generous of yourself, Kerr. It's hugely appreciated. That's a try here. Malani Matavao gets it. Yeah, hugely appreciated. Of course, and do you reckon Chiefs win the Super Rugby this year? I mean, they've got a decent crack. The good news for them is they lost one of their games. And I feel like a team that loses a game before going into a playoff is always stronger than a team that goes in undefeated. But I think they're definitely semi-final material. As enough blast me from you, says Kerr. Yeah, he's open as Canes go all the way. And to be honest, they've got a decent chance. Like Roygaard's been sensational. It was asked to me the other day, Roygaard or Cortez Aratama, and it's Roygaard every day of the week for me. Like he's just been on fire. He's had over 500 carrying meters, I think they said. Scored about 6 tries or something. And now Malani Matavao, conversion successful. Score now 14-0 for Samoa. They are on fire throughout the first 3.5 minutes of this contest. They're going to be kicking it off to the faraway side from the camera. Nicely taken there by Nick Maloof. Playing for the Australians who have not got out of their own half as of yet. Another counter ruck from the Samoans. Penalty goes their way again. Now, Eli Letufia not quite on the mark. Laughing faces from Javondre there. Now, Australia need to try and work this out. And told you a couple months ago, Roigard is my dark horse pick for the AB's Rugby World Cup. To be honest, I would. This is controversial. Luckily, we're on a stream that doesn't have too many Super Rugby fans on it. I would pick Roigard over Christie at the moment. And Christie's got World Cup, he's got All Blacks caps under his belt. I think my order currently is probably Smith, Webber, Roigard. And, I mean, Roigard, even other than the experience side of things, I mean, he's pushing second as well. Though Webber and McKenzie's been a very good combo. Now going back across to the left-hand side, Letufia passes to Motu Opitai, who's 40 metres out now from Australia's line. Finding the offload, but Henry Patterson just shuts it down in time. Opitai jumps on it. Valvasa Afasua finds the offload to Fa'afoi Falaniko. Ball on the right-hand side. Now Malani Matavao gets another. The funny thing is, in the first match, he didn't score a try. It was Valvasa Afasua and Va'apilo Maliko, the other two co-captains. But now Malani Matavao, this match has scored 2. I've been saying Roigard for months. Happy to see him. He has proven me right. Reckon McKenzie deserves at least one game for the ABs this year. It doesn't have to be at the Rugby World Cup. Yeah, I think he's played very well, McKenzie. And I know that George is a Crusaders supporter, so he was always going to say Malong is his first choice. But, yeah, at least a couple cracks for McKenzie would be great to see. Roigard sounds like an ointment for mosquito bites. Maybe got a career outside of rugby then afterwards. If he goes well, that is. If he keeps on going. Halfbacks as well. I'm sure you could do some sort of pun with mosquitoes and halfbacks, couldn't you? He does it all. Exactly right. Whether you've got an itchy bite or a pick and go around the side of a breakdown, Roigard is your guy. Now kicked high. 19 points to 0 at the moment for the Samoans. Who would have predicted this? Australia take the quick tap now. Maurice Longbottom across to Dietrich Roach. Can they get into Samoan territory? Nice big run here up the middle from, I believe that would have been Clement. So now they are into the Samoan half. Maurice Longbottom offloads it to Dietrich Roach and Erogard. And I'll say, yes, he does. Says Grant, nice work from VAR. Pilamiliko strips the ball away. Now it's going to be kicked behind by Tim Clements, but Maurice Longbottom tries to keep it in the field of play. Goes into touch. And let's go Usos. Here's Blues and 8 there. Yeah, fantastic start. To give up a 19-0 lead for the Samoans would be absolutely shocking for them, but I don't see that happening at the moment. It seems like they are playing, oh no, Va'apilo. I'm hoping that's just a stinger on the shoulder and not a serious injury. They cannot afford to lose that man. Oh, so 865 or 8, sorry, 685 to the world and go Manu Samoan, says Tanielu. And remember when Samoa smoked New Zealand and Hong Kong, it's now Aussie's turn to feel the Samoan heat. I certainly also remember that Cape Town final when the Samoans won themselves that leg of the Sevens. They've done it before. Can they do it again in London for the final round? It's a possibility. It's a massive improvement, though, compared to last week. Awas Afasua goes across to Malani Matavao. I wonder whether or not Matavao was just the reason that it's gone so well. Let's go, baby Samoan, to the world. Now, speaking of feeling the heat, where did Ruth go? I think she might have gotten a bit flustered, Kerr. She didn't realise you would take her up on her offer of 6 lessons. Which that sentence, it came out of nowhere, didn't it? There's a pun in that as well. Malani Matavao kicks it into touch. Half-time, 19 points to 0 now. And Erogard, an ointment against Plains, says Grant. No, Plains fly spray. Says no. I've had a lot of a fly spray thingy advertised recently that sprays the fly with salt, and it's in the shape of a Nerf gun. It seems to be quite popular at the moment. Half time, Brian Lima still not smiling. He knows the job's not done. It's getting a little bit closer. 19-0 They had a good lead over the French, but then they did let them back in just a little bit more. I just put on Flow Rugby to watch Griffins versus Requas. They said it was starting at 6:55, and the Australia Sevens game is on instead, says Mo. Flow Rugby seem to have quite a tough time scheduling things, don't they? That probably makes more sense, says Grant. Yeah, hopefully, is it on another channel for it, Mo, or is there only one channel for Flow Rugby? Yeah, that'll be a good game. Requas versus the Griffins, new side. Oh, a little bit of spray on the neck there of Pilomaliko to try and keep it together. That man is on some springy. Oh, I wouldn't do that. That man is flipping on some thingamabobs, like those big long stilts that make you spring. He is absolutely loving it. That lady's got a metal dress on. Don't put her in the metal detector. She'd be beeping for days. Oh, they're on rollerblades. I just realized. I thought they were just showing ladies because they had some interesting clothing on. But instead, it's because they are on the old rollerblades, something that I would never quite be able to handle, I don't think. Ice skating, if I have the Zimmer frame, I'm all right. Just slowly sneaking along. And also, since France lose, they're on the plane back home by now. There's those and shooting flies with a Nerf gun sounds like a lot of fun, says Grant. And also, we have got the Go Samoa. There's Jason Roygaard spray on the neck. Yep, a little bit of Roygaard. Get you going. Get you ready to go for the second half. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking now I'm going to start saying they're going to need a little bit of Roygaard on it when someone gets injured. Are you not covering the Brumbies? Not for this one, no, because they are on at the same time as this contest. And also a couple of the other ones we are covering a little bit later on. And also, there's only one channel. You tap on the match you want to watch. The championship final works perfectly, says Mo. That's going to be a great game. So, yeah, fingers crossed for you that does end up showing up. I've seen Roygaard coming through the NPC a few years ago. Play for counties. There's Nate. Can you read my message? Hey, Amish. Now my network better, says Brandon. So that's great news. Just fiddle. Oh, bloody fiddle. I couldn't find a way of putting it in nicely. Did I? Now 19-0 down for the Aussies. Samoa in possession just on the halfway line. Back into the second half. Pilomaliko tackled. Like they're saying, the Australians, they are just behind them for the automatic qualifying for the Olympics. Or sorry, Samoa, that is now knock on from Henry Patterson. I'm pretty sure it's an understream Brumbies, says Yvonne Ray. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The Western Force are always a hard side to pick because you never quite know whether you're going to get the Western Force who are beasts and going to really push you, or you're going to get the Western Force who aren't really playing that flash. I says Sker, I says Nate, and I says Patty. Hello, everyone. Oh, they keep it going. Uso now, nice pass on the outside to Maurice Longbottom. Goes one more. Nick Maloof now chance, but a low tackle missed by Vawasapa. So offload to Henry Patterson. The comeback has begun. And it's a great try from the big man Patterson. Letufia is asking about something. I'm not sure what he's asking about, though, because he wasn't able to stop him. But that is the second try in London for Henry Patterson. Surely they can't blow a 19-0 lead, can they? It's not possible. Hopefully. Good offload to Patterson. I mean, I think the Brumbies are resting players, says Yvonne. Yeah, so they've decided that the Western Force aren't going to be that strongest side and that they should be able to win kind of comfortably. And you need some Roygaard on that gash. It's a great pickup line for a lad. Wait, so you're doing it on a guy, or is it a great pickup line for a guy to use? I don't know what Letufia was complaining about there. Just that seems to be the reaction. As soon as something happens like a try, you got to complain. And so what team did that person try? It was Australia. So it was Henry Patterson who got himself the try. And also, we have got the gash is in need of a firm fiddle. Maurice Longbottom now to throw the ball in. I've realized recently the sad reality of the post-stream snacks. I think I have shoestring fries and chicken nuggets. Bit of a royalty meal, but I think me and George, we're thinking about going out for tea tomorrow night. We're probably going to get Daniel out as well, like we did that other week. That's a knock on from Henry Patterson. And also, go now, this is your moment, says the Uso. But yeah, chicken nuggets and chips is an oldie but a goodie, isn't it? 32 passes made by the Samoans throughout this contest, so they have had a lot of possession. Henry Patterson just not quite able to hang on to that ball. Uses up more time on the clock as well, which does benefit The New Zealand the New Zealand men have already wrapped up first place, right? Well, they won their first game up against the USA, which was a pretty big win. They still have to beat South Africa, though, a little bit later on. Steak, says Kerr. Did I mention what I got last time, Kerr? I didn't actually end up getting the steak. I ended up getting this massive burger, which was why when you were getting a burger, I was like, yes, that is your choice. But yeah, I had steak yesterday. She was all right. Some shoestring fries. They're quite popular at the moment in my household. I mean, overall series, says Javondre. Yeah, I think they have wrapped it up. At the stage, Argentina can't quite catch them. They're going on green and gold. Let's go, boys, says Levi. So which team has the ball? At the moment, it is another scrum. So we've just had a little bit of a scrappy period here where both sides are dropping the ball thoroughly on the halfway line. But I believe now it is going to be the scrum feed for the Samoans on the 50-metre line. Great pickup line for Cam Roigard for Amalosi also. Says King. Going back across now for Samoa. Malani Matavao. Short ball. Goes to Fa'afoi Falaniko. George got the stake though, and he was slightly disappointed with it. He said that it was a bit small and it was a bit tough from where we went. So maybe it was a good thing that I got the burger rather than the steak. That's another penalty for the Australians. Quick tap taken. 3 minutes remaining now, ladies and gentlemen. There is still plenty of time. Oh, a little bit of a slip there for Nick Maloof. Tackled by Fa'afoi Falaniko. It's called as a maul. So if this ball doesn't come out, which it does, but it's picked up by Letufia. Breaks through the tackle of Maurice Longbottom, who's right on his back. Finds the offload up. Motu Opitai. Forward pass there. And they might have to go back for it. Va'apilo Maliko. He's going to score the try. But I believe that was a forward pass. They'll take it though. Ricardo Duarte, the referee, whose last name is Duarte, says it's fine. Keep going. 4 tries in London so far for Va'apilo Maliko. Like a few players just about ready to make their way out onto the field. Was this pass forward though from Motu Opitai? Let's watch it again. Forward pass to Va'apilo Maliko. None of the am I blind? None of the comment. Time off. They're going to check this one, I believe. And as I say, since France lost there already on the plane back home, says the 685 Uso and 4 pass, ref size it backwards. Yeah, I have seen that correctly, haven't I? That was a forward pass. The kick is good. Matavao misses. Samoans will take that every day of the week because that now gives them a try more than they already had. And that's probably made the lead a little bit too much for the Australians to be able to catch up. Va'apilo Maliko for the series try. He's in a race at the moment with Marcos Maneta. He's on 43. Maneta's on 44. 2 minutes remaining now. Malani Matavao kicks the ball high. And nicely taken by Maurice Longbottom. Up to 40 metres out from the line. Back across again. Dietrich Roach goes to Josh Turner. If Aussie score 3 quick tries in 90 seconds, they still have a chance. But that seems a little bit too much for them to be able to do. James Turner goes across to Maurice Longbottom. Pass on the outside. Down the wing, Nathan Lawson. Big fend. That will be the try for the Australians. That is one of 3 that they will be requiring here. Nicely done. 2 more remaining for the Australians. And if they actually got themselves 2 more tries, they would take the lead in this contest. They need another try before 10 seconds or so remaining on the clock, so they have time to get back to the halfway line. But the Samoans, they will still feel confident that they've done enough here. Go Samoa to the Uso 685. It was a brilliant fend on the Uli Vaya, though, by Nathan Lawson. 2 big men hitting each other like 2 raging bulls, locking horns. Kick's gone over from Maurice Longbottom. That makes the score now 24 points to 14. 50 seconds remaining. Australia looking to retain that ball. It's slapped back, but strategically waiting. There was Poeti Slater. Now down the wing, it's the big man. Nico bumps off one, finds the offload on the inside. It will be a knock-on advantage in favour of the Australians. Go Samoa, says the Uso. And there as well. Now, old Maloof getting forced back. They're saying that they weren't making enough ground, and that doesn't really benefit Australia because that will use up more time on the clock to get the scrum going. And maybe them just running around inside. Okay, time off. Nick Maloof just making sure they're going to have a 10-second sprint to the try line. So you take your quickest player, you say, right, you just got to pretty much absolutely book it to the try line, get us over the line for one last crack. Just seems like a bit too much, though. Wow, Pilomaleko, even though he's supposed to be resting and trying not to strain that neck, he is still shouting at the side, trying to get this one going good for the Samoans. Right, Matthew Gonzalez about to feed this ball in for Australia. 23 seconds remaining. I don't think Australia can get there. They can get within 7, but that does not get them a bonus point in the 7 circuit. That will get them still a loss, unfortunately. And also, are those the right score on the scoreboard? Certainly is. Samoa sitting 24 points to the 14 of Australia, who now have 10 seconds to run the full length of the field. They've gone for the kick and behind. Different tactic there from Australia. Looks like that ball is going to sit up there for Latero, who's run it beautifully down the short side. Now, oh, he's knocked out. He's dead. He's dead. Right, they need to... No, don't push him. He didn't mean to. He fell into it. It's okay, says Duarte, but Latero's not going to be able to continue. Got to run, I'll be back, says Kerr there. Malufi apologizes big time. That was not what he intended. And like, the Samoans realized no intent, didn't mean to do it. He's saying sorry, mate. Like, he was falling down, he slipped, and I ended up cleaning him up. So Latero, he will not be able to continue in this match. He may not even be able to continue throughout the rest of the London Sevens. Now, they are going to be checking this one. His body did dip. Maloof went round where it would have been the midsection of the player. Yeah, it was a big shot. Unfortunately, oh, it's hit him in the head, but it wouldn't have if he hadn't slipped. So, oh, it's such a big shot, though, on him. I feel like, can it be penalty for a high tackle? A ball carrier slips. The defender has no option, is what they've said. And finish strong, guy, says Nicky. And I'll never leave this live, says the USO there. Well, at some stage, we will be leaving this live. So they are going to be going back for the scrum. Samoan scrum feed here, by the sounds of it, for the knock-on against Australia. Nick Maloof, you can hear in his voice, he did not mean to do that. He went over to the ref and said it was a complete accident. I'm so sorry. Sorry, he says to the player as well. Poeti Slater. Okay, Poeti Slater just asking about the fact that it hits him on the chin. Okay, they've got the scrum, then they'll be able to kick it out. Hey, says Chrissy, welcome in. Falaneko currently wearing a shirt like it's a sports bra. We will be after the time. And also, we have got Samoa. This is your moment to finish them. Here's the USO there as well. Okay, so Latero is still on the ground. So that is why they're not going to be showing again. The Force just scored about 7 minutes in, 5-0, says Javon Ray. Tell you what, a win for the Western Force here would definitely boost up their chances of making it through to those quarterfinals. Come on, Samoa, says Adam TNT. Yeah, we do just have to wait for the Samoan player to make his way off the field. They will be putting him on the stretcher. He will be getting carted off. And yeah, hopefully he is going to be all right. I don't believe he will be playing any more of this competition, though, Latero, to come off the bench in this one. Number 22. See Nick Maloof. He's just looking there. Really not, I guess, not what he intended. The player was slipping down majorly. Nick Maloof was coming in to make some big contact, force him towards the touchline, and caught him around the chin. So it's going to be the scrum feed for the Samoans. And oh, will he not? Nah, it doesn't look good for Malu Latero at the moment, unfortunately. To get knocked unconscious, took a big shot to the side of the head and thinks the long breaks gave Samoa a hangover last week, Seven says Nate. Yeah, the fact that they went from finishing 11th Like I predicted in my preview that they'd finish 11th because I know that my reverse psychology normally works very well. So yeah, I feel like it's worked again here. And something about this Berry kid says Javondre. Berry, he's a force player, isn't he? And True Hamish says Nate. Now they are just showing the top 5 automatically qualify for the Olympic Games. Samoa are 6th, Australia are 5th. So if Australia lose their next game up against the French, there's a chance that they would actually miss out. And yes, your reverse psychology, it works every time. Somehow I said France would beat the Samoans. That was not the case. I was like, well done, boys, go Samoa. There's Tuafa there. They are still just making sure that that player leaves the field safely. Yes, Max Berry plays for the Force. There's Javondre in there as well. But I should mention the next game that we are covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It will be kicking off at, it is going to be at 12:50 that we are starting that live stream. So that is in about 14 minutes time or so. Fiji versus Argentina, then followed by South Africa versus USA. We've got a little bit of a break. Samoa versus Spain. And then after that, we will have the Champions Cup game between Leinster and La Rochelle, closely followed by New Zealand versus South Africa. But Latero now making his way off the field. Hopefully he is going to be all right. He took a very heavy knock. I'm so proud to be Samoan. Samoa are winning. I thought Australia would win. Well, the last time these two sides played, which was last week, Samoa lost by about 20 points. This week, a drastic improvement for them. And great going, Samoa, says MH Choi. Right. Fafoi Whananeko to feed the ball into the scrum. And all that they'll want to do here is get this ball out the back. And it goes into touch. That will be the end of the contest. 24 points to 14 in favour of the Samoa. It's very funny how you say my name with a French accent. It's Javondre. Javondre. Okay, sorry, I say it as Javondre, don't I? Javondre. I'm so used to saying yeah. And Samoa needs the Olympic and Sevens core group. Says MH Choi there as well. So yeah, end of the contest. Another win for Samoa. Sitting 2 from 2. The game just around the corner. In fact, they may have already played, did they? No, not quite. France are playing Spain pretty much now. So they are running a little bit behind on the schedule due to that injury that we did see. And yes, the Manu Samoan Sevens won. Yes, they bring tears to me, says the Uso there. And I would say that they're pretty much confirmed to go through to the quarterfinals now. Will you live stream it on La Rochelle versus Leinster? We certainly are. We'll be starting that one at about 2:40 a.m., I believe it is, for that exciting contest. And yeah, thank you, Kiwi, for the commentary, says Chrissy. No worries at all. I appreciate you massively for being here for this commentary. Yeah, like I mentioned, that next live stream that we got is going to be just around the corner, 12:55-ish, due to the delays that they've had. And yes, we're Australia's daddy just for now. Just for now. Maybe you won't have to play them again until the next season, so you will have that title that little bit longer if that's the one that you're after. But yeah, she's a close one. Anytime those two sides play, it's always back and forth, which is absolutely fantastic. Nick Hogan in charge of this game. We will not be covering the commentary of that matchup, though. I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've got the next Samoan game for anyone wondering. It will be at 3:05 a.m. New Zealand time. And that is going to be up against the Spanish. Exciting times for Samoa. Looking good. Hopefully, they can continue that momentum. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.